The Zorith tilled their fields under twin suns, their hands calloused but gentle, coaxing life from Clithera's fertile soil. Their world shimmered with golden plains and crystal streams, a sanctuary of peace woven into their songs. They built no war machines, forged no weapons, only tools to nurture. Their huts dotted the landscape, thatched with care, their lives a rhythm of planting and harvest. Children laughed, chasing iridescent insects through the grass, while elders wove tales of a universe they'd never sought to conquer. Technology was a whisper here, a few solar panels glinting beside their homes, enough to warm their nights. They trusted the stars to watch over them, believing the galaxy held no malice for those who asked nothing of it. That trust shattered when the sky burned. The VYRK Dominion arrived, their ships clawing through the atmosphere like locusts, black hulls blotting out the suns. Plasma rained down, turning fields to ash, huts to cinders. The Zorith fled, their screams drowned by the whine of engines and the crackle of destruction. The VYRK cared nothing for their pleas. Cold, insectoid minds saw only resources to strip, bodies to enslave. Armored claws descended, snatching survivors, herding them toward labor camps. Villages vanished under relentless bombardment, the air thick with smoke and despair. The Zorith had no defense, no warriors to rally. Their harmony was their weakness, and the VYRK exploited it without hesitation. Thousands fell, their blood soaking the soil they cherished, their songs silenced by the hum of alien machinery. One elder, his robes torn, stumbled through the ruins to a hidden grove. There, beneath a gnarled tree, lay a relic, an ancient beacon, its metal dulled by centuries, a gift from a forgotten ally. His trembling fingers brushed dust from its surface, activating it with a prayer. A pulse of light shot skyward, a thin thread of hope piercing the chaos. The VYRK didn't notice, too busy tightening their grip. Drones scoured the plains, rounding up stragglers, while their flagship loomed overhead, a shadow of death. The elder watched the signal fade into the void, his eyes wet with grief. Around him, Clithera bled, its people shackled, its beauty scarred. The VYRK sufficiency was merciless, their conquest nearly complete. The Zorith faced erasure, their fate sealed unless the stars answered. The beacon's light dwindled, swallowed by distance. On the ground, chains clinked as the last free Zorith were bound. The elder sank to his knees, whispering to the wind, begging for deliverance. Above, the VYRK fleet tightened its noose, confident no force could challenge them. The signal streaked on, a faint cry in the dark, reaching for something, anything, to turn the tide. Clithera's end loomed, but the galaxy held its breath. A lone technician slouched in Earth's orbital relay station, sipping stale coffee, when the console blipped. A signal, alien, faint, desperate, crackled through the static. Humanity's home was a scarred marble below, its cities sprawling, its skies buzzing with drones. Wars had forged them, left their mark in cracked highways and rebuilt towers, but they'd endured. The station hummed with activity as the tech relayed the find. Scientists argued over its origin, politicians bickered about cost, but the signal's plea cut through the noise. A world dying, begging for help. Earth wasn't pristine like Clithera. It was rough, loud, alive with defiance. They'd faced extinction before and spat in its face. Now, something out there needed them. The United Earth Command convened in a bunker, its walls dented from past battles. Admiral Caravas stood at the head, her voice gravelly, eyes sharp. "We've got a distress call. Some bastards are slaughtering the defenseless. We ignoring it." The room tensed. A junior officer muttered about fuel reserves, another about risks. Voss slammed a fist on the table. "We've clawed out of worse. Pirates, plagues, our own damn stupidity. We don't abandon the weak." Her words sparked fire. The fleet wasn't sleek. Patched destroyers, retrofitted freighters, a few gleaming cruisers. But it was theirs. Orders barked, crews scrambled. Engines roared to life, metal groaning as ships lifted from docks. Humanity didn't hesitate. They acted, Fueled by a stubborn streak no enemy could break. The decision was made. They'd fight. Hyperspace engines whined as the fleet surged toward Clithera. Voss stood on the bridge of the Resolute, staring into the swirling void. Her crew was a mix, veterans with scars, kids barely trained, all ready to bleed. The armada wasn't pretty. Hulls bore dents from asteroid runs, cannons jury-rigged from scrap. They were outnumbered, outgunned, but that never stopped them. Earth's history echoed in their bones. Surviving floods, tyrants, invasions. Now they carried that legacy to the stars. Sensors pinged as they neared the target, a faint distress pulse guiding them. The VYRK wouldn't expect this, wouldn't see the storm coming. Humanity fought dirty, fought smart, fought for keeps. The fleet dropped from hyperspace, a jagged line of steel against the black. Clithera glowed ahead, its surface scarred, VYRK ships swarming like flies. Alarms blared, targeting systems locked. Voss gripped the railing, her voice steady over the comms. All hands, weapons hot. They hit the Helpless. We hit back harder. The crew braced, fingers on triggers, hearts pounding. The VYRK's arrogance hung in the silence. A mistake Earth would exploit. Humanity's answer was here, raw and unrelenting. A promise written in fire and steel. The fight was seconds away. Earth's fleet slammed into the VYRK like a hammer. The Resolute led the charge, its cannons spitting plasma as VYRK fighters swarmed. Space erupted. Missiles streaked. Hulls buckled. Debris spun into the void. The VYRK ships, sleek and towering, fired disciplined volleys, shredding a human frigate in seconds. Their flagship loomed over Clithera, a predator certain of its kill. Humanity's armada looked ragged by comparison, but they moved fast, darting through gaps, refusing to break. Alarms shrieked across bridges, crews shouting coordinates over the chaos. Voss growled into the comms. Hold the line. Give him hell. The VYRK expected a quick rout. They got a brawl instead. Earth's defiance burned brighter than the explosions lighting the dark. Voss played her hand sharp. She ordered decoys, drones rigged with scrap metal, launched to mimic warships. The VYRK bit, redirecting fire, while human corvettes slipped under their shields. An EMP pulse fried a cruiser's systems, leaving it dead in orbit. Then came the gut punch. The Dauntless, a battered destroyer, rammed a VYRK dreadnought. Its captain's last transmission crackled. For the Helpless, light 'em up. The collision tore through shields, exposing the beast's core. Resolute fired, and the dreadnought burst into a fireball. Cheers erupted across the fleet, but Voss stayed cold. Keep pushing. They don't get to breathe. Humanity fought with teeth bared, turning desperation into a weapon the VYRK couldn't match. The VYRK faltered, their precision cracking. Insectoid commanders chittered in confusion as formations collapsed. Earth's fleet pressed harder, relentless, frigates strafed, bombers dove, every shot a promise kept. A second dreadnought fell, its wreckage raining on Clithera's atmosphere. The flagship signaled retreat, then surrender, its tone mechanical, pleading. Voss stared at the comms, her voice ice. No quarter. They didn't give it. Neither do we. The Resolute unleashed a barrage, joined by every gun still firing. The flagship split, its fragments spiraling into the black. VYRK survivors scattered, but humanity hunted them down, merciless as the invaders had been. The sky cleared, Earth's wrath absolute, their enemy broken. The battle ended in silence, only static and the hum of cooling engines. Below, Clithera smoldered, but its people lived. Above, Earth's fleet held position, battered but unbowed. They'd come outnumbered, outgunned, and turned the tide with grit and guile. The VYRK underestimated them, saw weakness in their patched ships and wild tactics. That arrogance cost them everything. Humanity didn't fight for glory, they fought for the Zorith, for the principle that predators don't get to win. The clash was over, but the message rang clear. Earth's mercy came after its fury. Clithera's skies glowed with embers as the last VYRK wreckage burned out. Earth's dropships touched down, their ramps hissing open. Soldiers spilled out, rifles slung low, hands offering water and bandages instead of threats. The Zorith emerged from hiding, eyes wide at the strangers who'd torn their oppressors apart. Medics knelt beside the wounded, stitching cuts, splinting limbs, while engineers hauled debris to clear paths. A child clutched a soldier's ration bar, nibbling in awe. The air softened, murmurs of relief replaced the roar of battle. The Zorith stared at the fleet above, its hulls scarred but steady, and whispered a name, Skybringers. Humanity's fury had saved them. Now its kindness kept them alive. Admiral Voss stepped onto the soil, her boots crunching ash. The Zorith elder approached, his voice trembling through a translator. You came. You fought. Why? Voss met his gaze, her tone firm but warm. We hit hard because we know weakness. We help because we've been there, cornered, bleeding, praying for a chance. She gestured to her crew, unloading supplies. You're not alone now. The elder bowed, offering a seed from Clithera's fields, a pledge to rebuild together. The Zorith had no weapons, no fleets, but they had gratitude, and humanity took it as payment. A fragile bond formed, forged in fire, rooted in trust. Word of the battle rippled beyond Clithera. Traders on distant stations swapped tales of the fleet that crushed the VYRK without blinking. They came from nowhere, one said. Old ships, wild pilots, and no mercy. Another nodded. But they spared the weak, fed them, fixed them. The galaxy listened, wary and amazed. The VYRK had terrorized systems for decades, unstoppable, until Earth answered a cry no one else heard. Humanity's legend grew, not just as warriors, but as a force that defied logic. Ruthless one moment, gentle the next. Species huddled around comms, wondering what else these newcomers could do. The fleet lifted off, engines rumbling as they climbed through Clithera's atmosphere. Voss stood on the Resolute's bridge, watching the planet shrink. Her crew was weary, some wouldn't return, but they'd done what they came for. The Zorith waved below, their fields scarred yet sprouting green. Earth's ships vanished into hyperspace, a jagged silhouette against the stars. The galaxy would remember. Predators fell, the helpless rose, all because humanity chose to act. They didn't seek praise or power, just the right to say no one dies forgotten. They came for the helpless. They left as legends,